The Boys is back with its third season and the first 3 episodes are streaming on Amazon Prime Video right now. But is it worth checking out? Is it just as good as the previous seasons or even better? Let's find out. I adore The Boys. I think it's one of the best shows on television right now. Seasons 1 and 2 of The Boys were extremely entertaining, absolutely bonkers, insanely creative and fresh. It completely blew me away just at how bold and unique it was from all of the other superhero content. It in a way is a satire about the society we live in, about celebrity culture, about the way we look at superhero films, about the way we look at popular celebrities, and all of it resonated in a weird way. Though the show can be really dark and even disturbing, there were moments that were genuinely heartfelt and even funny. And the show has this insane combination of completely different genres. It should never work on paper, but somehow they just pull it off. Somehow they execute it so well that it really works. And season 3, I was extremely hyped, especially after how season 2 ended. I wanted to see where the story goes. And I have to tell you, season 3 was absolutely amazing. This was exactly what I wanted season 3 to be, and it was great. First and foremost, the best thing about season 3 is the way it handles the character of Billy the Butcher and that of Homelander. Now, Billy the Butcher, we see him losing Becca in the last season, and so there's this interesting relationship that develops in this season between Becca's son and Billy himself. So this relationship is so sweet and just handled in a way that is endearing, and that really develops the character of Billy in a lot of other ways. And there's a lot of complexity to the character of Billy. But one of the major reasons why it works is because of the actor Karl Urban. Karl Urban just gives a terrific performance. He handles everything about the characters perfectly. The amount of swagger and the showmanship that Billy has, along with his heavy-handedness with curse words, and the way he handles all of that is just perfect. Easily Karl Urban's best role. He crushes it as Billy the Butcher. And moving on to Homelander. Homelander is probably one of the scariest characters in the history of television. He is this Superman kind of persona, but then what makes him scary is that he's so unpredictable. You literally don't know what his next move is going to be, and you're on the edge of the seat, not knowing where every conversation that he has would lead to. It's so dark and so disturbing at points. But then Anthony Starr, the actor who plays him, plays it with a charm. Doesn't give a dull and boring performance. He livens it up, makes the character charming, at the same time extremely dark and scary. One thing I absolutely loved here is the way they handle the aftermath of what happens in season 2 with Homelander and Stormfront. The way they handled that storyline was incredible. This season dwells a lot more deeper into Homelander's psyche, the way he reacts to situations, his constant need for attention, and I just absolutely loved what they did with his character. It was extremely dark, but at the same time very entertaining. All of the characters get their due in this season, at least so far. These 3 episodes do a great job of focusing on each and every character. I respect the show for that. It doesn't really focus on these 2 characters, though they are quite important. It focuses on everyone, and all of those storylines are just as intriguing as the other. There's also this mystery surrounding this soup called Soldier Boy, which is handled quite well, and I'm so intrigued in that storyline. I really want to see where that one goes. And everything else going on with Hughie and Starlight or MM and all of the characters are just so interesting and engaging. Usually you see in TV shows, you find 1 or 2 storylines to be interesting and the rest of them are just not. That's not the case with The Boys. I love all of the storylines here and I'm just as interested in them as I'm with the other. I really respect how bold and different the show is, how it is constantly wanting to take these risks and take the story in very different directions than what you expect. And it's a very unpredictable show in that nature, and also adds a lot of tension into the proceedings because you do not know what to expect. It puts these characters in some of the most wildly creative situations and you're still tensed. All of it is just handled so brilliantly. I absolutely adore that in this season. If it comes to the problems, I just had two things within these first three episodes. The first thing is that the editing was sometimes weird. It didn't work for me. Again, it's not prevalent throughout these episodes. Probably one or two moments in episode 2 or episode 3, I did find the editing to be not as crisp in one or two sequences, but that's about it. And another thing that did bother me is that sometimes the sequences are not as convincing as they should be. I'm not talking about the CGI, or I'm not talking about the visuals, which again, the visuals are fantastic. The CGI is extremely good. It's a very well produced show. But what I'm talking about is that from a writing perspective, when you look at some of the situations these characters get themselves in, it does feel slightly less convincing. Like, you have to suspend your disbelief, and it may feel slightly far-fetched when you look at the way things go on. So that is one thing that I just couldn't get myself to liking when it did that. But again, it's not prevalent throughout these three episodes. It's just few instances. It's just an observation at this point. I hope the season doesn't do it as often, but so far it didn't bother me. So that's about it. I think season 3 is terrific. It still continues that amazing blend of extremely over-the-top violence with really dark characters and a very interesting sense of humor. Put all of that together, you have another solid season of The Boys. And it's shaping up to be probably the best season so far, which is amazing. I absolutely loved it. I really don't have anything else to say. If you're already a fan of The Boys, what are you doing? Just go and watch it. With all of that said, I'm going to give the first 3 episodes of season 3 of The Boys an 85%. So that was my take on The Boys. Please let me know down in the comments below what you thought about season 3. And also tell me if you want me to do these spoiler-filled videos every week, as a new episode comes out. If you'd be interested in that, I'm willing to do it. Just please let me know your interest down in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for clicking on this video. Thank you for watching it and staying with it till this point. Please do subscribe to the channel, because a lot more content will be coming up and you can see lots of videos that are going to be of your interest. Also give the video a like, share it with your friends, with your families, whoever you want to share it to. Please do share it. Thanks once again for watching, and I'll see you again.